So, welcome back to the deep dive. We have hit a pretty serious milestone today. This is session number 10.
10, yeah, double digits.
It's hard to believe we've already pulled apart 9 different sections of Brian Tracy's focal point.
It really is.
And if you've been with us, you know the journey so far has been, well, very tactical. It's been about time management, doubling your income, simplification.
The nuts and bolts of it all.
Exactly, the nuts and bolts. But today feels like a pivot. We're not just, rearranging the furniture on the deck anymore. We're looking at the actual structure of the ship.
That's a great way to put it. We really are. This section moves from the how to the who. It shifts into what Tracy calls becoming everything you are capable of becoming.
Which is,
Yeah.
that's a massive promise.
It's the existential phase of the whole process.
And honestly, that brings up a bit of a friction point for me.
Mhm.
I imagine for a lot of people listening, when we talk about personal excellence, there's this nagging voice in the back of my head.
Yeah.
You look at these titans of industry, or even just, that one neighbor who has perfect discipline, and you think, well, they're wired differently.
The genetic lottery argument.
Right. Or they got lucky breaks. It feels like success is something that just happens to you, not something you actually, engineer.
And that is the most common defense mechanism we have against our own potential. I mean, if success is just magic or luck, then we're off the hook, right?
Yeah, we don't have to try because the deck is stacked.
Exactly. But the source material just hits this head on. Tracy is so adamant, success is not a lottery. It is not a mystery.
He compares it to typing, right? Or driving a car.
Or riding a bicycle. It is a learnable skill. And the phrase that anchors this whole section, and if you take nothing else away, take this, is success leaves clues.
Success leaves clues. It's such a simple sentence.
It is. But the implication is huge.
It means high achievement isn't random. It's a trail.
It's a recipe. If you follow a Michelin star recipe with the exact same ingredients and steps, you're going to get the same dish. His argument is that successful people have left a trail of breadcrumbs, habits, behaviors, all of it.
So if you duplicate the clues,
You eventually duplicate the results.
that's incredibly empowering. But I gotta say, it's also a little terrifying. Because if it's duplicatable, then the only reason I'm not there yet is, well, me.
It removes the excuse. It puts the responsibility right on your shoulders. It's not going to be easy. Nobody's saying the recipe is simple, but it is possible.
So where does this blueprint even begin?
It starts with something that sounds a bit soft, but it's actually the hardest work you'll do, defining your values.
When I read values, my eyes kind of glossed over. It sounds like corporate HR speak. We value integrity. Put it on a poster.
Sure, but you have to strip away the aspiration. Tracy says most people think their values are these high-minded concepts like freedom or health, but if you want to know your actual values, you don't look at your hopes. You look at your feet.
You look at where they take you.
You look at your actions. Values are only expressed in action. If you say you value health, but you hit the drive-thru 4 times a week, you don't value health. You value convenience.
Ouch. That is a brutal audit.
It has to be. You can't navigate to a new place if you don't know where you are on the map. You have to admit, okay, right now I value comfort more than achievement. Then you can choose to change it.
So step 1 is that honest audit. Once we stop lying to ourselves, where do we go?
Then we get to the fun part. The text outlines this mental exercise called no limitations thinking.
I love this. We're so conditioned to plan based on, our current bank account.
Exactly. We plan for what we think is realistic. Tracy says to project forward 5, maybe 10 years. Imagine your life is perfect. But here's the key. You have absolutely no limitations, no financial caps, no barriers. You have all the talent, all the resources.
It's total blue sky thinking. If failure was literally impossible, what does my life look like?
Precisely. What are you doing? Who are you with? Because most of our
Right.
limitations are just self-imposed. When you remove them mentally, you see the true vision of what you actually want, not what you think you can settle for.
Okay, so I've done the blue sky work. I see the house, the career. But a vision without a roadmap is just a hallucination, right?
Yeah.
How do we pull this down from the clouds?
We grab a pen, a physical pen and paper. The book is very specific about this. You have to crystallize that vision into a list of 10 goals.
Just 10.
10 major goals. But, and here's where the psychology gets really interesting. The grammar you use to write them matters more than the goals themselves.
You're talking about the present tense rule.
Yes, you never write, I will earn,
Yeah.
or I hope to lose.
Because I will is always in the future. It's like
Yeah.
that carrot on a stick you never actually get to.
It pushes the reality away from you. You have to write in the present tense positive voice, I earn X amount. I weigh X pounds.
This plays into cognitive dissonance, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because if I write, I earn $1 million, and I look at my bank account and see 1,000, my brain just goes, wait, these two things do not match.
And the subconscious mind hates that conflict. It's a tension solver. So if you keep telling it, I earn $1 million, it eventually accepts that as a command and starts working 247 to make reality match the statement.
It hacks your own reticular activating system.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the list of 10 present tense goals. Now, I know if I try to chase 10 things at once, I'm just going to crash and burn.
You will. Diffusion of effort is the enemy. So we apply the 80-20 filter. You look at that list of 10 and you ask one question. Which one of these goals, if I achieved it right now, would have the greatest positive impact on my life?
The lead domino. The one that knocks down all the others.
That is your major definite purpose.
Yeah.
That becomes the focal point. And then you treat it like a project manager. Fresh sheet of paper, goal at the top, and you list every single step.
Every obstacle, every skill you need.
You eat the elephant one bite at a time. But there's a step here that gets skipped a lot, and Tracy really emphasizes it. It's the concept of metrics.
What gets measured gets managed.
It's a cliche for a reason. You can't hit a target you haven't defined numerically. The text says, the more precise your measures, the better you will become.
This is where people hide, though. It's so much safer to say, I want to get in shape than I want to reach 12% body fat.
Because the vague goal protects your ego. You can't really fail, but without the metric, you can't succeed either. You need a scorecard. You need to know if you won or lost the day by 5 p.m.
So we have the vision, the goal, the action list, the scoreboard. But now we have to actually do the work. And this is where the rubber meets the road. We all know what we should do.
The knowing-doing gap.
Right. I know I should make the calls. I know I should go for the run, but then Netflix happens. So what's the engine that drives this car?
Napoleon Hill called it the master key to riches. It's self-discipline.
Which is such an unsexy word. It sounds like punishment.
It does, but it's actually liberation. The source material has a definition that I think is worth memorizing. Self-discipline is the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not.
Whether you feel like it or not. That's the whole thing right there.
That is the whole ballgame. Amateurs work when they feel inspired. Professionals work when they don't. The text even gives a daily formula to keep this discipline on track. Rewriting goals, planning your day.
It's about building a structure so you don't have to rely on willpower every 5 minutes. You just follow the plan.
Correct. But this is where the logic gets really cool. It's not just about grinding. Tracy breaks down the math on why this effort compounds. He calls it the 1,000% formula.
When I first saw that, I thought, okay, here comes the clickbait. 1,000% sounds like a late-night infomercial.
It sounds impossible, but the math is, well, surprisingly sound. The premise is this. Is it possible for you to become 0.1% more productive today than you were yesterday?
0.1%. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's reading one extra page. It's negligible.
It's a micro win. But if you do that 5 days a week, by the end of the week, you're 0.5% better.
Still not impressed.
Give it 4 weeks. Now you're about 2% better. Still small. But you keep that compounding going for a year, 52 weeks. You are now 26% more productive.
Okay, now that's something. You've become a quarter more valuable to the marketplace in 1 year.
And if you sustain that for 10 years, the compound interest just explodes. You don't end up 100% better. The math works out to 1,004%.
You are 10 times more effective.
And his economic argument is that your income will eventually rise to match your value. If you're generating 10 times the value, you'll eventually earn 10 times the income.
That really puts the grind in a different perspective. But let's get specific. I'm bought in on the 0.1%, but what are the actual habits that drive that growth?
The text gives us 3 specific levers. First is the morning routine.
The golden hour.
Yes. He suggests waking up 2 hours before your first real engagement.
I can just hear the parents listening right now groaning at that. 2 hours early.
I know, it's a huge ask, but the point is what you do with it. You invest that first hour reading in your field. Not the news, not email, not social media. Deep educational reading.
So you're front-loading that 0.1% improvement before the day's chaos even starts.
Exactly. The second lever is what he calls university on wheels.
Ah, using your commute.
Right. The average person spends between 500 and 1,000 hours a year in a car.
That's staggering. That's basically 12 to 24 full work weeks.
It's 1 or 2 university semesters. If you turn your car into a classroom, audiobooks, educational podcasts, you're getting the equivalent of a college degree every couple of years, just as a byproduct of driving.
Monetizing downtime. What's the third lever?
This one is my favorite. It's the most tactical. It's the after-action review.
This comes from the military, doesn't it?
It does. After every significant event, a sales call, a meeting, you immediately ask yourself 2 questions, and the wording is crucial.
Okay.
Question 1, what did I do right?
Reinforces the positive.
You have to lock in the win. Question 2, what would I do differently?
And notice it's not, what did I do wrong?
Exactly. Wrong invites guilt. Differently invites instruction. It turns every failure into a lesson. If you do that, you never make the same mistake twice, and your growth just accelerates.
It's a self-correcting feedback loop. You're giving yourself 10 performance reviews a day instead of 1 a year.
And that's how you get that 1,000% improvement. It's not one giant leap. It's thousands of tiny course corrections.
You know what I appreciate about this deep dive is that it breaks down something huge like potential into a mechanical process.
It demystifies it. It's just inputs and outputs. Values lead to vision, vision to goals, goals to action.
But the ignition switch is still you. The system works, but you have to work the system.
And you have to start. That's the hardest part. The inertia of your old self will fight you.
So let's give everyone that starting point. If you're going to do one thing today to kickstart this, what is it?
Write the list.
The 10 goals.
Sit down today, not tomorrow, with a clean sheet of paper. Write down 10 goals in the present tense. I am, I have, I earn. Then look at that list, pick the one that changes everything, and do one thing immediately.
Make the call, buy the book, send the email. Just break that static friction.
And just remind yourself of that definition. Do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not.
That's the power thought. Success leaves clues, and you have the map. Now you just have to drive the car.
Ideally while listening to an educational program.
Exactly. Keep that university on wheels rolling. And speaking of keeping the learning going, if you want to make sure you don't miss our next session and keep your 0.1% streak alive, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more clues to uncover.
See you then.
Go make it happen.